I wonder if I make myself a post. I did. I didn't have to do anything.
Someone, it should be the brother that you got. But no, you and Jedediah are too busy scheming to make Nathan sell out his own twin. Are you reading my mind? Since you become your uncle's black, yeah.
Well, I'm sitting here talking and I'm not even.
You're supposed to be your
unmuted.
Supposed to help me protect my cover. I don't want to argue.
Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to maneuver this phone because it's all I'm working with right now. Okay, can you hear me? Make sure it's not echoing and make sure this, whatever I've got holding this up isn't blocking sound. Can you all guys hear me? Yeah, okay, great, fantastic. Okay, welcome to Power Hour. I'm glad to see you all on here. My favorite part of the day. So we're gonna start off. I want you all to know quickly that Facebook did make a change with the algorithm. And whenever you go to post something on your Facebook wall, it's going to be locked. So make sure you've gone in and changed your privacy settings, because I'm noticing sometimes I'll even go in myself and only I see what I'm posting. So make sure whenever you go in to make a post here in a little while that you do make sure it is set on public posting. I did notice that a couple weeks ago. I was like, nobody's commented or liked or anything, something that I've posted for like the past 3 days. What's going on? And everything was locked. So it changed with the last algorithm setting or with the last Facebook update. So make sure you fix that. So first off tonight, I want to do an appreciation post. I want you to go to 3 people's walls and show some appreciation. These are my favorite kinds of posts, and I absolutely love them because it gives joy and puts a smile on somebody's face that may not be expecting it for the day. So go do that and start commenting when you're done. And I'm going to go grab something and I'll be right back. Okay. I think it's important to do some of these appreciation posts quite often, just because it does increase, your relationship with people. It lets people know how much you appreciate them. So, I try to add this into my daily DMO. I just really love it. People love appreciation, and we love our people. Okay, has that been enough time? Facebook hates us. Yes, sometimes I think Facebook does hate us. Okay, next, I want you to do your birthdays. If you haven't done your birthdays, go do them now. And as many of you know who've been on Power Hour with me before, I really like the Snapchat songs. Make yourself a silly face on a Snapchat video and you can save them. And you don't have to share them on Snapchat. You don't have to know how to use Snapchat. You just got to record yourself singing happy birthday. And then you can send that on and on and on. Because if you send somebody a silly birthday song with a video and tell them happy birthday, they're going to remember that than you just posting happy birthday on their wall. So that is one of my favorite things to do. So let's go do that. That may take a minute because you might not know how to use Snapchat for some of you. So if you don't, let me know. We'll work through it. I'd love to know what Darla's laughing about. I just love her so much. A lot of people wonder why we do the birthday posts. The birthday posts are important because it puts people back into your algorithm. If you're not posting on their walls and they're not seeing your posts, they're not going to see, if you're not posting on their walls or in their messenger, you're not going to see their posts, or they're not going to see yours. So whenever you go and comment something special like happy birthday or send it to a messenger, it puts them back into your algorithm, puts you back into their algorithm. So then they start seeing you more. Because you might send somebody a happy birthday that you've not talked to in 4 years and who's never seen one of your posts. So that is why birthday posts are super important. Okay, if you guys aren't done, I'm just gonna keep moving along. And we'll just kind of work through it because I've got a lot to talk about today. But Larry, if I could capture your face. It's so fun that I can even read your looks. Hey, buddy. So now we're going to move along. How do you save it on Snapchat? Okay, so when you get on Snapchat, there is going to be a little, it's like, looks like a little box. Here, come show you what it looks like. Can you see this little symbol? That's what it kind of looks like. And that's going to save it into your files. It's going to save it directly into your phone. So every time you save something like that, you can save pictures like that, you can save small videos like that, and it puts it directly into, so let's say you just saved it on Facebook, you know, from Facebook or whatever, and you go to post it on somewhere else, it's going to, you know, put it right there at the beginning, so you don't have to go search for it. Okay. So next, let's go do some commenting in our customer groups. 5 comments and 1 post. And I'm going to give you guys some tips on, a lot of people, it kind of amazes me that nobody's thought of this, or, you know, after I've talked to them. But they're like, I don't even know where to find stuff to post. Well, you join as many Facebook groups as you can. You join Pinterest groups, you join, or, you know, you like Pinterest pages, Instagram pages, I don't know, whatever, LinkedIn, I don't know how many other outlets there are, Snapchat, people who, you follow people who do the Snapchat. And you get content that way. You get content by joining as many things as you can that have things to do with what you're promoting. And whenever you're joining and you're getting new information, you're getting new things to share, because somebody might post something in this page or in this Snapchat or on this Instagram page or whatever source you're using. And it might be something completely crazy and you're like, oh my God, I love this. This is awesome. So, and you know, if you wouldn't have joined it or liked it or followed it, you would never see it. So it's important to kind of just try to find every outlet of the truth that you can. Sometimes it's not even about truth. Sometimes it's about, you know, personal development that you can share. Sometimes it's just about like vitamins. We have an awesome line of vitamins. And sometimes if you just join vitamin groups, you know, vitamin knowledge groups, or follow people who are knowledgeable on vitamins, they might post something really valuable that you can use. So comment 5 and do 1 post. And when you do commenting, don't comment on things that are shared. You know, you can tell a copy and a paste. Make sure you're commenting on somebody's personal post, because that makes them know that you're there to help them more, and you're not just commenting on, you know, somebody's copy and paste. Because copy and paste is great, but we really love real people. And when we show our real people that we love them and we like to post and we're there to help them, then you're going to see more people involving themselves into your customer group or with you. Okay, that's kind of a lot in the first 12 minutes. If you guys want to start putting some dones in, I will kind of pause up for a minute. And we just had the greatest work day ever. I love work days, and they're so much fun. And Darla and Doretha even joined us. And, you know, even though they were in another state, they joined us. And so I really love work days. And we have a lot of local people in our area. And we just kind of get together and we do lunch and we just sit and chat. And sometimes I don't think it's very productive. But after today, I've not been around for about 2.5, 3 weeks because we've been moving in on vacation. And it really just kind of restarted my fire. And I really love just the communication between everybody and just being together with like-minded people who have the same goals and, same thoughts that you do. So I do encourage every single one of you to, my animals have just went completely crazy. I encourage every single one of you to get together with people in your local area. Have your own work day. You don't have to wait till somebody steps up to have them. Have your own. Have them over to your house. Meet at McDonald's over coffee for 2 hours. Meet at the coffee shop. Meet wherever. Just sit for 2 hours and communicate back and forth, trade ideas, and just maybe even talk about what's working for you, what's working for them. And it doesn't even have to be anybody on your same team, just same like-minded people. So step up and do them. And, even if it starts out you and one other person, it may change into a lot of other people. And a lot of people don't understand, do you have a local market? Make sure you're taking full advantage of your local market. And if you are at Walmart or McDonald's or Starbucks, wherever you're having just a weekly sit down, people are going to start asking, what do you guys do here every day? I see you here every Monday morning at 6 a.m. or 10 a.m. What do you guys do? So, just getting together is really powerful. So I encourage you all to do that. I saw a question. I'm not sure what I saw. You need some people, but Vicki, where do you live? And if you don't have anybody local, I encourage you to try to reach out locally. You live in Indiana. Okay, we're at in Indiana. I'm in Indiana. We have so many people in Indiana. Hobart. Where is Hobart? Is that north of Indy? Oh, no, I know. It's down by Evansville, right? North. Okay. We do have people in northern Indiana. We have people in southern Michigan. So sometimes it's just reaching out and just, finding somebody in your local area. Truedat is a huge, huge group. I'm not sure, what groups you all work in. The True Army is a huge group. And, again, I'm not sure whose main pages you're on because I'm not familiar with all of them. But sometimes it's just about, okay, I'm here. Who's within an hour driving distance that wants to meet halfway for coffee and cake? I like cake. It's my birthday. So, just reaching out and saying, hey, who's local? Who wants to sit down and have a meet and greet once a week? Who wants to come to my house and have coffee and mimosas or, whatever it is? Who cares? Just get together and have fun. Just get together and meet, talk. You don't have to talk about the business. You just have to talk with like-minded people. And you will see a fire restart that you may not know that you had in the first place. Okay, so with that, I am going to bring Darla on with me. And we talked today about the importance of doing our business the way that we do and the way we did. Because, I have a lot of people ask me. I am a 6-star director with the company. Darla is a 6-star director, correct? 5. Okay, 5. And so I'm going to unmute you. So a lot of people ask us on a daily basis, what do we do with our business? And what do we do? Do we still do a DMO? Do we still follow up? Do we still do this? And the answer is yes. If you don't see us, we're working. We are actually working. We work the same amount, with the same that we used to. When I first began, I was 18 hours a day. My family hated me because it was so much. I worked so much. And then still on some days, it's still 16, 18 hours a day because I want to see people grow. I want to see my teams grow. I want to see everybody grow. I want to see our company grow. So if I'm not working, then I'm behind. And I don't like to get behind because I just did that for like 2.5 weeks with moving. And I don't like that. I don't like being behind. But yes, we still do the same amount of things, the same things on a daily basis. So Darla has an office, and she's going to kind of tell you what she does on her daily basis.
So, hi, Stacy. Thank you for having me on with you tonight. And I was laughing at something that I had sent Doretha a while ago. So she's right in front of me. So it's always funny when you're with people. Things are funny when usually they're not, but when you're with somebody, it gets funny. But it really wasn't funny, but it was to us. Anyway, today, though, Doretha is here visiting with me for a few days, and she had talked with Valera and found out that they were at Stacy's. And so we did a FaceTime call so we could be at Stacy's with all of them. There was 4 or 5 or 6, I don't know how many there, was several. So we did a FaceTime call, and we just talked a little bit. And you know what? That is encouraging. It motivated me. It encouraged me. It gave me a little bit more of a boost that I needed. Just we're talking about our daily method, about what do we do every day? What's our daily method? And Stacy had asked me, do I still work like I used to, the same hours? And I do, but I told her whenever I was building and I had to work, I had deadlines, so I had to make sure that I sewed a certain amount of hours every day in order to meet those deadlines. Okay, I was interested in building my business, my True Vision business, but I couldn't just let my custom sewing business lag. And so I had to make it work. So what I did was I knew the hours that I normally set for my sewing business. So in order to make True Vision work, I would get up a couple of hours earlier and get busy on True Vision. And then at my breaks from my sewing, I would grab my phones and I would work True Vision, do that the same thing for my lunch. And then after I got off of work from the sewing shop that evening, I would go right back into True Vision and work hours on top of hours. And I did this until I made 4-star. So I was actually working 2 full-time businesses by myself that whole time, but it was important to me. And so today I made the statement, I said, it depends on how important it is to you. I knew what it took to meet my deadlines, but I also knew what it took, or recognized what it would take for me to rank in True Vision and build my business there. And so I couldn't let my sewing go, but I made the time, I fit the time in to grow my True Vision business. And when I made 4-star, then I was able to retire from the custom sewing and just do True Vision full time. But still, I have a shop. This was my sewing room. And whenever I made 4-star, I retired from sewing. I sold all of my machines, got rid of everything, completely repainted, got new furniture and everything for this shop. And I made a True Vision training office out of it. So every morning still, my husband leaves for work between 6 and 6:30. When he leaves, I come out to the shop, and that's when I start my day. I don't stay in bed till 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. I get up, I get busy, I get in the shop, and I know I've got to be out here a certain amount of hours. I'll stay out here till 11, 12 o'clock, go eat lunch, and then it slows down to like 2 o'clock. Then I'll come back for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. But I'm making it work. It's just like I'm punching a clock. I still work my True Vision just like if I was employed by somebody else, because I know whatever I put into it, that's what I'm going to get out of it. So yes, I still work a lot of hours.
Unmuted. I love that, because I think behind the scenes, a lot of people think that the leaders don't put into it what they put into it. And that I want everybody to, understand and realize that we work this as it's a full-time job. This is our full-time job. Work, what do you mean when you say work? All kinds of stuff. I'm constantly searching and researching, other groups, different ways of training, different ways of teaching, different ways of speaking to people. I'm constantly messaging following up with my people. I'm constantly, going through groups and reading and understanding how our products work. I mean, there's just so much behind the scenes that, there's just so much to it. And so, it's like a full-time job, and it is a full-time job. And if you're not putting full-time hours into it and you're working an hour here and an hour there, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, it's really not a full-time job, and you're really not going to get full-time pay. And that's what's so important for many people to understand and realize, that we do work full-time. This is our full-time jobs. And it's more than 40 hours a week. And I remember when I first began, like Darla said, she worked and worked and worked until she got to 4-star. And I remember working like that until my fingers actually bled with my phone. And I've always worked solely from my cell phone. And I mean, there's been times I've had blisters on my fingers, on every finger, from holding my phone, typing the keys, holding my phone like this, trying different positions. And my fingers would be bleeding, and I have a Band-Aid on every finger that I had, because I was literally working my fingers to the bone, because I saw a goal and I wanted that goal, and I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted in my business, and I knew what I wanted in my teams. And that's what I pushed for. And that's, my teams are striving, they're doing fantastic. And it's just, it's amazing to watch. But it took a lot of work, and it took a lot of time to get there. So thank you, Darla. And Valeria and I was talking today too. When we're together, we're both like, you're just constantly on your phone. And I go to dinner with people. There's times to put your phone away, and there's times to not put your phone away and whatever. But it's so crazy, because I'm like, sometimes I'm at dinner, I'm like, oh my God, my phone's going off like crazy. I've got to answer this. I'm sorry, but whatever. And it is what it is. But to get to a goal where you need to be, you need to make sure that you are working it like a full-time job. And there were some questions. What's your daily DMO? Okay, Darla, that's you. What's your daily DMO?
Well, I still have a lot of personally active associates, and so my daily method of operation is a lot like a senior associate, a managing associate, or even 1, 2, 3-star. I still have to do my follow-ups. I still post. I still keep my Facebook page active, but and make sure that my group is active and that everybody is being answered and tagged. And so I still do my daily method of operation. Like I contact my birthdays, I do my green dots, I post ads, I do all of that. But I also have to help my team. Like if they need something researched, or there's a problem they need that sent in to corporate. And I try to stay on top of company news. If Facebook has changed, if there's anything, any kind of promotion, any kind of sale, I have to get all of that information and get it out to my team. So I'm still very, very active in posting, doing my follow-ups, checking on my long-time customers, but also checking on my team members and giving them information. So my daily method of operation is a lot like a regular associate, but it's just got added items whenever you're trying to help a 5-star team keep up with everything. Stacy, you're muted. You're muted.
Thank you. I always forget that. I'm always like, walking away, I'm muted. Hang on just 1 second.
Okay, let me say one thing. I see Joy Wilson's she's working almost all day long, and even after 12 at midnight and 1 a.m. in the morning, but she needs to balance it between her little ones, and I understand that. And yes, you do. If you've got a family, that's very, very important, and that's your first job, your first obligation. But I feel like that most of the time you can rearrange times. You can schedule around family too, and I did it. But did it always work out just like I wanted to? No. There was times I missed shopping trips, I missed birthday parties, I missed family reunions, stuff like that, because I knew I had to work, but I still balanced it with my family, and that is very, very important. That's one we have control. I'm sorry.
And that's very hard. I mean, once you get in here and you're, trying to balance everything and just trying to figure out how to balance everything, I think trying to figure out how to balance is the worst. And when I began, I think I may have spent 20 minutes with my family a day because I didn't know how to balance it, and I saw that goal, which I now realize was really crappy of me to do, but I have all the time in the world with him now. So it paid off for me, but it doesn't work for me like it does for everybody else. And make sure you guys understand that, because what works for you doesn't work for me. What works for you doesn't work for her. What works for her doesn't work for the next person. Everybody's completely 100% different. And what works for one person's not going to work for everybody or even another individual. So make sure you understand that you cannot compare yourself to anybody else. So you have to find what works for you, what balances out you. Sometimes it's just playing with it. Take a calendar and make yourself a time clock in your calendar and play with it every single 3 or 4 days and balance it to where it works directly for you and your family. And I know, it is hard, and that's the worst thing that comes along with this business, is trying to find a balance working at home, because a lot of us were never used to working a full-time job at home. We're used to going to work and punching a time clock, or, going to clock in here, clock out here. This is your break. This is your break. And it's not like that, because now you're like, well, I can Netflix binge, which I can tell you I'm pretty bad about some days, but I do get my job done while I Netflix binge. And, Joy and I talked about a little bit today about, she was able to quit her full-time job. But now she kind of feels like she's kind of back. Sorry, Joe, I'm just telling everybody your problem here. Like she's backpedaling and not growing anymore. But I'm not. Then Joy's not the first person who has said that once they quit their full-time job. And I think it's the point where you get when you quit that full-time job and you're pushing harder than you've ever pushed before, and you're struggling because you're trying to get that balance. You're trying to get the balance here and the balance there. And it's just really hard. Hang on. Sorry, my cat was in trouble. But and I think that, is something that a lot of people face when they quit their full-time jobs to do this full-time. It's because you're just trying so hard. And you're just kind of spinning your wheels and spinning and spinning and spinning, trying to figure out what you can do here, what you can do there, and you're just trying way too hard. And I think that sometimes that's what comes into the category of, is you're trying way too hard with balance. And balance is really hard. It really is. And sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. Like Club 90, so many people are pushing for Club 90. And you're like, I can't even sell bots. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm doing this. I can't do this. And I think it sometimes comes down to slowing down, focusing on your customers, taking your time with your customers, and making sure that they're not just a number. That is so hard to understand for so many people, is they're not just a number. There are our customers. You're messing with them. You're messing with their life because you're helping them on their health and their life goals. And so you have to remember that you are a coach. You are, hey, I'm on call. Tell me quickly.
You know the rail right upstairs?
Yes.
Well, you know how this apartment?
Yeah.
Well, no one was walking by the stairs on the bottom.
Wow.
Towards the stairs.
Hey, can I jump in quick?
Yeah.
Since Colton's saying hi. Hi, Colton. I actually, it's so funny you're talking about this. I actually had a conversation with one of my people today, and she's like, I'm struggling. I don't feel like I'm going forward. I'm going to encourage you guys like I did her. I told her, I think what we need to do is we need to spend 30 days recruiting. And then the next 60 days, we help those people get to where they want to be. And then we spend another 30 days recruiting. So it's like in 90-day increments. So it's not like we're always recruiting. And please, anybody, don't kill me for this. I don't think it's healthy to be an over recruiter. I think it's very important. Eric Worre does a 90-day push every, obviously 90 days, but the first 30 days he recruits solely on creating new blood. Like, we lose that momentum because we don't have new blood in to the business. So we're following up, we're, reconnecting with people that have been within it, in the business a while, but we have nothing to excite us. I mean, think about it when you enroll someone that's new. I think this month we've enrolled like 8 or 9 people. I'm excited again because I'm not going to lie, as a leader, I slacked. I fell off. I got comfortable because I was trying to balance. But if you can take 30 days out of 90 days, you're going to work your face off for 30 days. And you're going to have another 60 days after that to have a little bit of lax time. And then you're going to go back in it and you're going to have another hardcore 30 days, and you're going to have, 60 days of kind of lax, if that makes sense. I think that's kind of what we got to focus on, is more of a hardcore 30-day recruiting period, and then working with the people that we have. I think it's very important that we don't get caught up in, I don't want to say connecting with everybody, but we have to have fresh blood. And I think it's important that we're not recruiting 30 days, recruiting 30 days, recruiting 30 days. We have to have a slow time. And that's what that 60 days is. And I mean, Eric Worre isn't where he is because he's stupid. He 100% is where he is because he's found how to take that time management and make it work. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I had this conversation with one of my girls today, and I'm like, this is what we need to do.
No, it makes total sense. Valeria and I had almost the exact same conversation today. So it's so weird that everybody's like coming together with all these conversations and we've not even talked all day. So we talked about, how many people go on enrolling sprees, and they're just enrolling, and it's every month, and then they have no retention, and then they can't get those people back. Well, and instead of going on an enrolling spree, enroll that many people and teach them how to build their business. Take time, and invest it into them. Invest that time back into them. So, myself, I don't enroll more than 7 people a month because I don't want to forget somebody. I don't want to forget who I've got. I want to be able to take my time and spend it with my people. But my 7 people usually never leave, and then when you're enrolling a lot of people, it's really hard to connect and keep up with all of those people and have a really good face-to-face relationship. And, I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear, and it's not about growing quickly that way because it's a slower way to grow, especially like what Tanya talked about. 30 people, if you could enroll 30 people in 30 days and not enroll another person for another 60 days and just take your time to solely focus on those 30 people for 60 days, can you imagine what your team would be in 6 months? Because you had that time to invest into those people. So, take your time, invest in the people, and don't just go and enrolling. I mean, it's just, you need to teach your people how to get 5 people, or, even 3 people, 2 people. 2 people helps. And then, those 2 people could turn around and be enrolling 95 people in the next 3, 4, 5 months. It's a slower way to grow, for sure, but it's a more steady and substantial growth than a non-residual growth, if that makes sense to anybody. And I saw some questions. I want to make sure I get them all. Okay.
And I want to encourage you guys all that are doing DMOs. I actually had told this to our team. when you're doing DMO, I encourage you to add in new things. Like, don't have it be the same DMO every single week. Add in something new, because if you're not adding in something new, you're actually not growing. You're doing the same thing over and over.
Exactly.
So for instance, I think I have it in Truly Blessed. I might have to look. It might be in CEO only. But I went through the John C. Maxwell course, and he's got a 15-minute miracle. Like, I did that the first time, and basically what you do is every 15 minutes for a week, you do something and you stop at 15 minutes, you write it down, and you do that the entire week. Every 15 minutes you stop, and you go back at the end of the week and reevaluate what you've done for every 15-minute slot. But it shows you how much time you really waste. Like, I was surprised at how much time I had spent scrolling Facebook. Like, I was very dedicated. I was like, okay, 15 minutes. Oh my gosh, I just spent 15 minutes scrolling Facebook. That didn't do crap for me. Or I just spent 15 minutes watching a Netflix video. I can't be like you, Stacy. I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm like, this is not income producing, but I encourage you guys to do that. Start today and go through the next week. Every 15 minutes, write down what you're doing. If you're messaging, if you're emailing, if you're scrolling, be honest with yourself and do a self-check. I'm telling you 100%, once you do that, like, I was like, what is the point to this? Who has time to stop every 15 minutes? But it showed me the time I was wasting, that I could have been doing things that not only in my business, but in my family life that would have helped me grow a lot more. So I don't know if that made sense, but
No, it does.
start doing time blocks. You know, if you're struggling with time, you know what? I have 2 hours. Pick out 2 hours in the day, slot them out in your Google Calendar, in your planner, whatever it is. This is when I'm going to work through, and stick to it. And then start keeping yourself accountable. Every 15 minutes, stop, write down what you've done for that 15 minutes. So you have time to reflect and be like, yeah, this was stupid. I mean, I spent a lot of time in chats talking about stupid stuff, and I'm sorry, you guys, but there's a lot of time wasted in chats. I love chats,
Yeah.
but you know what? You only got 2 hours to work a day. Don't use those 2 hours to be working in chats. So if I don't have it in Truly Blessed, I'll put it in there and I'll share it with everybody else that wants it. But it literally walks you through step by step how to do it. But it's called 15-Minute Miracle, and it will open your eyes immensely if you actually do it.
Awesome. Thank you.
And now I'll shut up.
I like it when you talk. Then I don't have to. Okay. So, you know, a lot of times, I'm going to move on to something else. I'm going to move on to two different things. I have two more things I really want to talk about tonight. A lot of times I have people, I have a lot of people saying, I can't even sell a truck. I can't get nobody in the 7-day challenge group. I can't do this. I can't do that. And I'm like, what are you posting? Have you posted anything about it? And, you know, we had a conversation today, and it was, you know, sometimes we have to post more than just once. Sometimes we need to post 10 times a day between our customer groups and our personal groups and our incentive groups, or, you know, I'm lost. I can't get it out. Our special groups that we like, our interest groups, sorry. Sometimes it takes posting 20 times a day, 30 times a day, just until you get your business on the move. And you know, when I first started this, I would post 30 times a day, sometimes 40 times a day. My group was constantly being updated. Every 5, 10, 15 minutes, I was constantly putting something new into my group. And I think that's why our local area spread so quickly and so much, is because I was constantly posting in this group. So, you know, constantly posting, no matter if it's somewhere, something about your product, talking about your product constantly into some realm of somewhere, you're growing your business. You're using your time, you're taking your time, and you're talking about your business. if nobody's seeing that and you're not posting that, you're not posting enough, nobody sees it because not everybody works from their phone. Some people work in 9-to-5 jobs. Some people work midnights to, 11 a.m., whatever it may be. And they're not seeing a constant feed of Facebook. So they're not seeing your posts. So if you're taking your time and you're actually sharing information, people are going to see it. But you have to take the time to share the information and post as much as you possibly can. That was what I wanted to talk about. Okay, the next one, kits. I love building kits. We talked about this today too. And this is something my team's been doing for quite some time. Building kits. I know a lot of people posted about the Belly Buster kit. Had a lot of messages, what's the Belly Buster kit? Well, I've been using the Renew, the Replace, and the Combo. When you build that separately, it's 133 PV points. There's actually a kit that you can use in the back office that's already put together for you. It's 100 points. So you can build it yourself for the same price, or you can send the already pre-composed kit in the tool site and get 100 PV. So, I mean, there's quite a difference. That's 33 PV you're raising by just building it yourself. And there are a lot of other PV, combos to build more PV. The combo, a heart and hydration, a balance, and a renew is $170. It's $4 or something like that more than a normal kit after you add tax in our state. And it's 160 PV. That's a lot. That's huge. That's a lot of PV. Can you imagine if everybody in your team built a kit instead of doing a pre-made one? How much PV your team would raise a month? Can you imagine the size of your paychecks, your team's paychecks, your team's paychecks, and how much they would go up if you built each kit individually. And there are so many combinations. Carla, are you on? Do they get free membership when they do that? Yes, as long as it's $159. If it's $159, they get free membership and free shipping. It has to be $159. They get that. And then you get a Club 90 point. So build that, take that, build it. And I'm not sure if Carla's still on here. She has a whole bunch of kits she has put together. She shared them the other day. Let me see if I can find her. I just had dinner with her. Anyway, she kills her Club 90 sales whenever we have Club 90. And I want her to explain to you what she does, but she's not on here. I know she was a few minutes ago. So like her Club 90 kits, she does give, she does build a kit, like one of the combos or one of the kits I just said. And she offers a $10 back bonus if they order within a certain allotted time. And they order and she gives them $10 back through Facebook once it ships. And now we have the option through Paylution to do the gift card. So you can always send a gift card instead, which would be easier for everybody. So that's awesome, Vicki. That is awesome. So, building your kits and sometimes offering specials, especially if you're pushing for Club 90 and you're having a harder time to get in there or, just getting your numbers in, those specials are really great. And you still make money. You don't make as much as you would, but if you're giving a higher PV, you're getting paid what you normally would have gotten paid. So there's a tip for Club 90 points. Build your combos because they're awesome. I mean, just imagine if everybody did that, how much PV you could raise. And just that, because we don't get paid on numbers, guys. We get paid on PV. So sometimes it's really hard for some people to understand or to catch a hold of, I guess. Because our ranks are by numbers, but we don't get paid on our numbers. So there's a couple. What would you say? Then once they get in their back office and see that this is a pre-made, it shouldn't be less if you're putting it together. Just like I said, the 159 kit that has the replace shake, the renew, and the combo is $159. And whenever you put it in whenever you enter it separately, it's still $159. That's awesome, Vicki. So, I mean, there's still the same amount of prices. So you don't always tell them, well, all of our kits are $159. Say, well, let me help you build your kit. What can I take? Or what can I, what can I help you with? What kind of issues do you have? What are your concerns? If you're taking the time and helping each and every single customer to your best ability, then you're getting to know your customer for one, and you're going to know what product to put into their kit is going to best benefit them. You don't want to give somebody renew if they have diarrhea, I mean, or if they have Crohn's disease. You don't want to give somebody renew if they have that. I mean, that's not a problem that everybody has, and not everybody needs renew because not everybody can take the renew. So you also need not just get familiar with your products. You need to be familiar with your customers, and find out what are their needs. If you're not asking your customers questions and finding out what their needs are, then you're not doing your job properly. And that's just my opinion. But if you're not getting to know your customers and know how to set up a kit for them, you're not doing your job, because you are their coach. You're not just their seller. You are a coach. You're not a seller. I mean, you think about that like that. Would you want to go to the gym and have a car salesman teach you how to lift weights? No. So you go to the car lot to be sold to. Don't sell to your customers. That's something that I don't want to be sold to. And I don't like to go to the car lot. I go to the car lot and I know what I want because I'm going to go get it and I'm going to get the hell out of there. So, that's what your customers are facing if you're talking to them like you're a car salesman. Is they're like, oh, I'm not even doing this. I'm not even talking to her. She's trying to sell me. I don't want to be sold to. That's really all I've got. If anybody has any questions, you need to chime in now. Another thing is if you are selling those kits, Valeria, let me talk about this. If you are selling those kits, the 159 kits with the 5 extra trials, teach them how to sell those trials. Teach them how to do that because, if they sell those, they're going to be like, well, I can get my month supply free every month. All I got to do is sell five of these. And I've made my money back, and I've got 5 new customers. So another kit I kind of want to talk about was the 165 True Pro, the 165. Yeah. If you get a customer who's willing to come on and try to sell 6 of those a month, they've already paid for their package by selling 6 trials, and you've got 6 new customers. And they've got 2 months of free product because they've sold their product. And then if they've sold 6, they're going to sell the other 4 because they're going to be like, oh, well, I just made money and I just sold those 6. I can sell those other 4 and make another $100. So, that's a good package as long as you're teaching them to sell those trials. Okay, that's what I got. Anybody else got anything? Darla, Tanya, Valera, Doretha? No? Okay.
I actually have started promoting the 2 of the True Fix drinks with a True Control and a Balance. I'm very big on balance, in case you guys haven't noticed. I think we're missing the boat with the balance. I think everybody needs to have the balance. It's basically almost like Renew. So those, like you said, that have Crohn's and that type of issue, I'm just to the point where stop selling just the combo and let them know. Like, I have a lot of people, I think I've had 4 today that have signed up with either the 30-day combo, the Renew and Balance, which is the kit you talked about, or I've had ones that, well, I don't want to take all those pills. So those that don't want to take the pills, I'm pushing the True Fix. I believe the True Fix is the magic drink. I'm not medically claiming this. I'm just saying for myself, I have anxiety and depression. I can't take True Control. So, or the drink True Control. So I've been pushing that, and I think it's just, like you said, we got to get in the back office. You got to find out your people. Like some of the people that are coming on that are people that have been with me and I've been talking with for 3 years. So this isn't something that's just happening overnight. This is why I'm so big on relationships. If people don't order, I don't write them off. I still stay connected with them. And I think it's important that I had a ton of people, what are you selling for the belly blasters? I actually have had a couple images made of the 2 packs. You can make it whatever you want. I think if we utilize building your own kit and you get creative, like the True Fix drink, the 2 True Fix drink, the True Control and the Balance is like $176. Mind you, the month supply of the 30-day, the Renew and Balance is $170. So they're paying $6 more for a product that's going to help them twice as good. So I'm telling you, if you haven't, go in there, play around, make your own kit. You can have your belly blaster, buster, whatever it's called, kit, be whatever you want. Utilize it to the best of your advantage, because guys, we get paid on PV. We don't get paid on people, we get paid on PV. But make sure you know the people and what they're needing. 100%. I literally have very few people that are like, oh, that's too much for me. The ones that I've had, I'm like, you know what? It was too much for me too. But what this product has done for me health-wise, there's no amount of money you can ever put on it. So utilize the tools, utilize, customize, build, make them feel important. The number one question I ask my people, I will ask them, like when someone comments and they're like, want more info, I will literally say, hello dear, how are you? How much weight are you looking to lose? And they'll tell me, and I'll come back and I'll be like, well, great. This is something that absolutely can help you reach your goals. Are you okay with me asking you a few more questions to make sure we get the perfect pack? What did I just do? I opened the door to let them in and let their guard down. Like, I think there's a lot of people that just go into asking the questions. You don't ask the permission. Does that make sense? Like, since I've started doing that, I've had people where they're like, I have a lady coming over from 100%. I was blown away. She's like, okay, it's $10 more, but I'm ready to try something different. Because I allowed her to trust me. And I built that relationship. I connected with her. So I hope that made sense. But
No, it makes sense. It's just connecting with your customers. If you're not connecting with your customers, you're not building a relationship. If you're not building a relationship with your customer, you're just selling to them like a used car salesman. Where'd you go? Come back, Tanya.
sorry, I was reading the comments. But Judy, I'm like you. Like, I had been stalled forever with this product. I had tried the True Elevate. I had tried Gen 2. I had tried everything. And it wasn't until I added the Balance that I have started losing again. I'm actually shedding pounds. I'm losing weight. And I do, I believe that that's a product everybody needs. We are not getting the minerals. We are not getting the things that our body needs. So I 100%, every pack I sell, I'm like, nope, you're getting the balance. I don't care. Take it in the morning, take it at night. I had a lady that was stalled for 6 months, and I'm like, okay, let's try the balance. I said, I've been doing it for a couple months. It's working for me. She's down 21 pounds since adding the balance.
That's awesome.
So, you know, we have so many products. We're so used to doing just the combo that the combo works great. Don't get me wrong. I know this is recorded, but I'm just telling you, I think we're missing the boat with not promoting the balance. I love Renew. It's great. It's awesome. But I'm like you, I don't think everybody needs it. Balance is something everybody needs. We need to start promoting it. We need to start putting it in every single kit.
I think so. And you know, I'm really big on the replace shakes. I never did the replace shakes. I used to when we first got them. And then it's, you know, it's one of those things you get out of the habit of doing something and you just don't keep doing it. And I was stalled, and I was kind of at, I think I said this on our Monday night team call last week. I was at a point where I wasn't losing. I was actually gaining, and I felt like the products weren't working for me. And so I actually stopped and I restarted. I stopped and I continued my flu for a little while, but I took like 3 weeks off of the products, and I started back in, and I added the replace shakes in. And since I added the replace shakes in, I have noticed I'm losing again, and I'm losing more steadily than I had before. And so I think too, a lot of people don't think that, or they think they're eating enough protein, and they think they're getting enough nutrition in their body during the day. And I am here to tell you, most people are not. Most people are not getting enough protein into their body. Just like the minerals in the balance, they're not getting that into their bodies, and so their bodies are just not working effectively for them. So I'm big on the replace shakes now, because I've noticed a complete change in everything since I added those in. And if I wouldn't have had to stop taking everything if I would have just added those in before. But I was stubborn. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to add those in. It takes me time. I don't want to take time in the morning. And actually, I just started mixing them in cold water and not even worrying about a blender and all of that. And I can't do the vanilla like that, but the chocolate, it's like after you do it a couple of days in a row, and I will guarantee this, I can't guarantee anything. I will tell you all this right now. If you try the replace shakes for 2 or 3 days, after your 3rd day and you don't do it again, your body's going to crave that shake, because it's getting more nutrition that you didn't have before. And try it. I promise you it's going to work. Just try it for 2 or 3 days and then don't do it. And you're going to notice the next day your body's missing something, and it's that shake. Try it. Ricotta cheese. Oh, I love ricotta cheese, but not my shake. Virginia. You can just bring that to St. Louis and make it for me, and I'll taste yours. I was like that too, Paula. I couldn't get them down at first either, but then I realized I know what my body's missing after I started taking them, and I realized too that my body's going to be healthier by sucking down them. And that's not sucking them down. I really like them. But some people, sometimes it's a texture issue, sometimes it's a taste issue, whatever the issue is. But if you try it and you can get them down for 2 or 3 days, you'll realize after those 2 or 3 days that you stop that you were, wanting them. Your body's craving them. So I'll make up a kit with the balance and the replace. Let's see what that is. Do we have any pre-made kits with the balance and the replace in the combo? And I will also say too that I honestly think that my favorite way to do my combo is to drink my True Fix and to take the control pill. I really love the True Fix drink. My body feels better with it. I feel better. My mind feels better. Everything. So, okay, we're at an hour. Unless anybody has any questions, we'll end this. Does anybody have anything they want to tell us? Does anybody have any tips or tricks on what's helping them in their business that they want to tell us? Somebody does. So, okay, I guess nobody has any tips. Okay, well, it's been a pleasure being with you all tonight. And I will see you all soon. I hope you have a really fantastic evening and a wonderful weekend. Tomorrow we have a power hour at, let me tell you what time. Tomorrow afternoon, it's with Darla and Wendy at 11 a.m. You don't want to miss that because Darla's amazing. And you all will love her if you haven't got the chance to be on a power hour with her. And I will see you all soon. Good night.